super smooth into
You know what? I say this every video. All F1 drivers are geniuses. Even the bad ones. Even the bad ones, geniuses with this type of stuff. Because it's actually unreal how much goes into simply rounding a corner. Like, that's... blows my mind every time. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and it is a new how to master video. Essentially, it's A, track guide for us, B, a good explanation from a very good racer, Nico Rosberg, and C, another fun video for us to take a look at the French Grand Prix with qualifying. We took a look at the qualifying video earlier today. You can find that info card here, and I mean, the Grand Prix tomorrow is going to be sick. The link to the live stream is in the description below as well. We will be live streaming the race. I got my giant TV set up here. We're going to essentially have the race up there. We'll be talking to you guys all race. It'll be a fun afternoon. So, well, afternoon for you guys. It'll be 8 a.m. here for me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We're going to take a look at how to master the French GP from Nico Rosberg. Let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below. Go take a look at it. It's Nico Rosberg.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to F1 Fridays. This week we're going to the French Grand Prix in Le Castellet, where of course I've driven a lot as well. I'm doing a different setup this week because I'm in Berlin at the moment because I've got my Green Tech Festival. It's a tech event that I founded 3 years ago, co-founded, and it's on this week. And actually tonight is the highlight of the festival. It's the Green Awards Gala, the global event where we're going to be handing out awards to some of the greatest change makers of our time. Our Lifetime Achievement Award is going to be won by Robert Redford. Jane Goodall is going to hold the Laudatio, so it's going to be, I think, a very special.
Who's Robert Redford?
The link is below, so click on that and you can tune in live for free to watch the awards from your home. But anyways, now let's go. I recorded this lap yesterday, so I'm just going to voice it over it now to tell you all the tricks and details. So let's hit it, let's jump into the hot lap. And just before I get going, as always, here's your opportunity to win a giveaway gift from me, which I'll send to you. The question that I want you to answer this week is, given that the podium last week in Baku was such a fan favorite because it was so unexpected, my question to you here now.
What was it was Vettel, Gasly, and Checo. Because Checo won the 2021 Baku.
What is your favorite podium of all time and why?
I can't even comment on that because I haven't seen enough of like the great races. What would be like the best podium of all time? Maybe no, because even the Belgium one, what is it, Spa last year? Was it last year or 2 years ago with George Russell on it?
Or the most spectacular, the most emotional? That's my question to you now. So answer that, and if you get the top trending comment on this video, then
and we'll let 2021 maybe with Lando.
Good luck with that, and now
maybe.
Let's hit it into the.
That might be mine. This is pull the card. This is bam start. That first turn is so quick. I hate I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate the lines. Like, I hate the racing lines. I don't know what, like, all the blue and red racing lines that, like, surround the track, I can't stand them. I don't know why. I don't know if it's, like, for bikes or, like, what it's for, but... He is zooming. Dude, this is actually insane. We really need to get the game. We have to get the game here soon. That was tight. I love that he does always do these hot laps in the Mercedes. He's always in the Mercedes.
Alright, so let's start the lap here now. So the special thing here is, especially if you're considering the start. So the wind usually comes from southeast here, so it's coming from the back, and especially if you consider the start, that makes it really difficult into turn one because you just have ultra low grip in a way that you've never had it before into turn one. Plus, here you have zero risk on the runoff areas. So the combination of those two things means everybody just takes ultra high risk into turn one. Because if you brake a little bit late, what happens? You just cut straight on, and that's it, and you still rejoin the track afterwards. And that's why, like in 2018, we saw so many crashes into turn one. Everybody just went nuts into.
And I was gonna say, we just took a look at the 2018 version of the race yesterday, and immediately right off the bat, there were about 4 or 5 crashes. And like, what is it, Fernando Alonso or Ocon? Somebody just kept driving. He just kept driving straight through the turn.
Yeah, taking high risk with the wind from the behind. So I think start again is going to be massively interesting this year.
2021, it was very clean. It was a very clean start.
So here you're coming down the straight, probably you're in 8th gear, here in the simulator 7th gear, but that's probably incorrect, and you're braking around 75, 80 meters, and then you got to stay wide for a long time because the corner kind of closes in, which it's always the most difficult corners when they like close in late on, because you're braking deep while starting to turn, and front inside locking is often a problem. So you can see here, stay out, probably a little bit more than I just did there. So stay out, and then cut in the very end there and get the late apex, and then stay a little bit left to be able to get a beautiful run into that second part and get a great acceleration down into the next straight. Because the longer the straight, the more important exits are for corners, because you're going to be able to make up a lot of time on the straights, because that speed advantage that you exit the corner with will carry on all the way down the straight. So here you see got a really good run out onto the next straight.
It's really nice.
Just try and straight line the straight as much as possible.
Also, the view in the video game is actually so sick. They got like the mountains in the background still too. I love that.
Then stay left, and again at 80 meters, brake quite hard, but then try and release the brake a little bit and try and carry speed through this. But at the same time, it's so important to stay tight because the next corner again is crucial because it's a really long one, so you can lose a lot of time there. So it's important to stay super tight. So you can see here, stay tight to the right, like a little bit over half track, and then go for a little bit of later entry again here, and just here carry the speed through. Minimum input on the car, and it's just about carrying the speed through because every little braking input or acceleration input takes away grip from the lateral into longitudinal. So because the capacity of the car is there's 100%, and if you have everything, if you have your longitudinal left and if you have your longitudinal forces completely constant, so you're just rolling through, you can put 100% into the lateral, carry the most amount of speed in. As soon as you take some of that grip away into a braking movement or acceleration, you reduce the amount of lateral capacity that you have. So if you do 10% braking, then you only have 90% lateral, so you have to go slower through the corner. So it's really important to be super smooth into
you know what, I say this every video, all F1 drivers are geniuses. Even the bad ones, geniuses with this type of stuff, because it's actually unreal how much goes into simply rounding a corner. Like that's
the speed
blows my mind every time.
Really smoothly.
The way he explains it is so awesome.
And then again, brake a little bit harder here, and then so important to get a really tight run through here because tight corner, need to hit the apex really tight. See here, just touch that curb a little bit, and then on the exit, try and straight line it for a short amount of time to get the maximum traction. But then so important to get the turn in right for this next part, which in qualifying is flat. So again, I missed the apex a little bit there. It's so important to hit that curb. I must have been drunk or something there. I'm a Heineken 00 ambassador. I don't drink alcohol. So, and then here it's easy flat. If you hit that apex, it's easy flat, and really carry the speed out and make it as smooth as possible through this section to be able to slingshot back onto the straight there. Again, down the straight, get those upshifts right beautifully. You know, it's so important to hit the exact perfect. If you upshift half a second too early, you lose a couple of hundredths down the straight. If you upshift half a second too late, you touch that limiter, and straight away you lose a couple of hundredths down the straight, which can make the difference between first place and second place. So that upshift point is so damn crucial to get it absolutely spot on. And drivers like Lewis, they have little sounds, little beeps in their ear to help them with their upshifts. I didn't have that at all. I was just going on lights. So it really depends.
He knows what he's doing here.
Depends driver to driver.
I love that.
What tools you use
the beef
to
never
make the
ends.
upshift as perfect as possible around the lap. And the engineers will tune it also. Statistically, on a Friday, you'll look at your upshift points statistically, And if you see that on 5th to 6th gear, for some reason, you're always upshifting slightly earlier and you're losing performance, then they will tweak the sound, the beeps in the ear, or the lighting system just for that gear, and they'll delay it a little bit, which will then, you're still doing the same thing, but naturally then, since they delayed the lights just for that gear, you're going to be shifting ever so slightly later just in that gear, and then statistically you're going to see how it's just going to be perfectly in line with all the others, and again, just helps your performance through the lap. Now, how awesome was that insight? Come on, did you know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that, actually. Okay, there we go. Let's continue. Okay, here we go. So now, 75 meters again. Hit the brakes, and this is quite a difficult one because it's quite a fast entry, but you need to stay tight on the exit, and that's crucial. So over braking here just will kill your lap time. So yes, you need to go deep, but really don't over brake here, and stay tight and stay left on the exit because the next one is the most important.
Where you're going left and then right?
Open run into the quarter to nail the exit because it's a super long straight afterwards. So I went a bit too far to the right here. Probably best to say middle track here, and then get a late entry, and then just nail that exit. Floor it early, try and straight line it, use as much track as possible, and then get a beautiful exit run out there. And then try and straight line this long straight. Again, your upshift points, and they absolutely need to nail it. This corner nowadays, because there's so much downforce on the car, this corner is easy flat. So again here, it's just about getting the radius beautifully perfect, not turning in too late, not turning in too early, and just making it as smooth as possible to not scrub any speed, to carry the most possible speed through. Just hit that apex there where the pylon is, and now this corner, so hard. So what you have to do is brake a little bit earlier, because again, as I explained before, you don't want to put waste too much capacity on the longitudinal. You want to have a little bit less stress for the car on the longitudinal and the braking to keep more lateral potential for the car. So brake a bit early, brake smooth, and then just carry that speed in. But you have to be quite a lot further out here, so really beyond middle of the track, and then it's so difficult. By this time, your tires are raging hot because you had that flat out corner before, you had this really high speed entry here, so your outside tires are raging hot, and this is where you destroy the tires in the race as well. And so here, to get the steering input right, to hit the next apex is so difficult because the tires are in much less grip than usual. And so if you turn in where you normally turn in, you'll never make it to the apex. So you need to anticipate a little bit because you have less front grip on that tire. So anticipate a little bit, and it's all things you have to adapt to. So more tire temperature here, turn in a bit earlier, and then you'll make the apex. So here you can see hitting that apex beautifully here. Probably in the real life can't take as much curb as that. Probably you can just touch the curb rather than going so much on it. But on the game here, that's the perfect way to do it. And then again on the exit, use
that's track limits. That's track limits right there.
I think this curb is very bumpy, so you can't use as much again there in real life as on the game. And you just touch it on the exit there. And then this corner, again, so difficult. Like, you got your tires raging hot here, especially the inside tires now, which is where you lock up the front tire. So brake balance to the rear a little bit here to relieve that front inside a little bit. And then just super late entry. So you try and straight line the braking as much as possible. Try and run it really deep, and then very, very late, boom, turn in Alonso style. No, not quite that. And then hit that apex, and again, straight line the exit, because again, the straight line afterwards is quite important. You can lose a lot of time, so straight line that exit, use the curb, just touch the curb there. Don't use too much of it, because it's really bumpy on the exit there. And then through here, just smooth, stay tight, and the most important here is to stay all the way on the right before turning. And again, you can turn in very, very late here, because it's a super long corner and the apex is very late, and you need to stay really tight on the apex, because the next hairpin is a crucial one for that time.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you kill all your speed on that hairpin, that, like, what is it, the final corner, kills all your speed, and then you just got to pretty much send it.
Late here. That was a little bit early, but anyway, fine. And then really late apex. It's only that last apex that matters, huh? Really late apex, stay completely left, straight line the braking, that's important. Try and straight line the braking here. And then just a normal hairpin, really just touch the apex there. Try and get a straight line exit, hammer the power down, finish the lap, and hopefully it was an awesome lap time to get you onto pole position. And now we're going to jump into the Q&A session.
Okay, we normally skip the Q&A session, so I do apologize. That was sick. He actually did. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest lap by any means in like the F1 game, but I love that he actually still talks in detail about what like things you need to do, and plus to actually get to see this little like the what is it? Where I shake the mouse to see the track alongside it, to actually visualize it and then see it still. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And qualifying was great today. So let me know what you guys think though down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.